No,
Yeah.
I gotta have extras.
Friends.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Morning. Wednesday, October 16th. This is a meeting of the Town of Brookhaven's Industrial Development Agency. Our board members are present. Mr. Callahan, Riley, Mr. Rose, Mr. Scheit, Mr. Trotter, Mr. Braun. The quorum is present. Need a motion to go into executive session to discuss matters of personnel and legal.
So move.
For a second. It's 9:05, it's still 9:05, and we're in executive session. That's kind of exciting.
Okay.
Need a motion to come out of the executive session with caveat there was no action taken during the executive session.
Motion.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I now need a motion to recess the regular meeting to go into the governance committee meeting.
So move.
Second?
Second.
It is now 9:39. Town of Brookhaven Industrial Development Agency Governance Committee, Wednesday, October 16th. Following board members are present: Mr. Callahan, Mr. Bailey, Mr. Rose, Mr. Scheit, Mr. Trotter, Mr. Braun, and a quorum is present. All yours.
Okay, sorry, we did have an extra hearing. Governance. Okay. The minutes of the August 21st meeting were sent previously. Does anyone have any questions or comments?
Motion to approve.
So move.
Second. Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, so the first item on the agenda is housing. So we have been talking a lot about our role in housing, and I had a conversation with Mike Florio. What he suggested is that a study be commissioned, kind of like what we did with the spec warehouse, and look at where we're needed, what we're needed, and what we should do. So I will tell you that Mike's email indicated that although we could commission the study and be the point of contact, that they would pay for it. And I don't know who they are exactly, but this committee that he put together would pay for it. I bring it to you and see what you thought. I think we should just, if we're gonna do it, we should just do it, pay for it.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Who would you have do it? Good morning.
I could speak to Des Moines about it. I could also speak to other organizations and get a couple of quotes, and we could put it out for get some proposals.
Does the Long Island Housing Partnership do anything in that area?
I don't know.
I would worry about the housing partnership or CDLI doing the study, because we would both be interested parties.
Okay,
Right.
no, good point.
They should be consulted.
No, I think, I
Yeah.
agree with Lisa.
Yeah.
If
That was a
we
bad
want the
idea.
information, we should do it.
Yeah, I agree.
Then we'll have a better idea of what is or is not.
Yeah.
Palatable. So,
Do you have any idea of the cost at all, or is it too soon? Just like you do?
I don't know. What did we pay?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. We paid 9,000 for the
Warehouse?
yeah. So
I'd like to have a motion so we get a lot of money now rather than
Mhm.
wait till the next meeting.
9,000.
So up to 10,
Up to 10?
I would go a little higher. just in
15?
case.
up to 15,
Yeah, let's do it up to 15 if we need it.
Okay.
Somebody care to make that
so move.
second?
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so I will reach out to some folks and get some quotes. We've been working on a possible addendum to our application. Some things like that. Obviously, there's some changes that we can make to our UTEP, but maybe we just wait on everything until we have this study done, and I'll talk to them about those possible changes and the possible addendum.
Well, we also have two things kind of sitting around Albany, waiting for action. One about childcare on the application.
And that would impact our UTEP, so that
Correct.
one, we're definitely waiting to see if
Right.
that gets signed, because if that gets signed, we definitely have to open our UTEP.
And then one about labor
Yeah.
and school
Well,
administration.
And that doesn't impact our UTEP, but yeah, and there's others too, but those are kind of the big ones.
So we might as well do all of these things at once.
Yeah, I don't,
That's what-
it's a process to open the UTEP. I prefer not to do it
Right,
and then do it again.
right, that's fine.
Okay,
Yep.
so the only thing that I was kind of thinking about, you know what, I don't think any of it is that big of a deal that we have to make any changes right now. The way it's phrased right now, it says that 10% of the units are affordable and 10% are workforce. And the reality is, we should have said approximately, or 10% rounded up, because 10% is wonky sometimes. Can't have part of a unit affordable.
They can round up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's, I don't know that we need do we need a policy for that? We'll just, I'll just, I'll insist. Okay, so that's housing, so I will work on that. The next item that I have on the agenda is mortgage reporting tax. So previously we discussed only offering mortgage reporting tax to projects that are 100% affordable housing projects, as defined by having a regulatory agreement or 4 or 9% tax credits. Anything else that we would want in there to define 100% affordable? Anything I'm missing? Housing project that has an STP, they're building an STP. Any adaptive reuse project and projects with total cost of $10 million or less. Those are the ones that we would offer the mortgage reporting tax exemption to. So we discussed this. This is kind of where we fell out. And I wanted to just bring it up again today to see if there's anything else that people wanted to add. And if not, I'm going to bring it up in our regular meeting to adopt it. Okay, that's what we have for a mortgage reporting tax. So spec warehouse, I sent around a starting point of parameters. So I don't know if we want to discuss those now, if we want to take some more time to consider them. Right now, our moratorium goes into the end of this year, so we have the next meeting where we could continue to talk about this. I'll handle it however you would like to handle it.
Let's do it at the next meeting.
But I think in the interim, if you could send that around again,
As a
and I
standalone.
think we should,
Mhm,
yeah, I think we should all Look at it comment before. on it
mhm.
so that we're not having a conversation in an abstract. We have something in front of us that we
Yes.
can look at and
Mhm.
propose or like or not like in that regard. I think that would be helpful.
Yep, I will send the list of ideas
Okay,
about spec warehouse to everyone.
thank you.
And perhaps another some information as it relates to leasing up and timeframes for that.
Yes, I'll send everything I have.
Okay,
The next item on the agenda is branding or rebranding. At I think it was our last meeting. You guys suggested that we consider a refresh to our logo. And possibly even doing business as name change. So Amy has been working on this. She sat down with 3 companies. You want to tell them a little bit about?
So we had a very nice Zoom meeting with a gentleman named Lucian. His first name is Steve, and he actually did the rebrand for the CDLI. And gave us a very lengthy proposal. His fee, and this seems to be universal for some reason. His fee is $4,000 a month. They They project 3 months minimum. They work very, very closely with Lisa and, well, they'll work very closely with us. And come in and discuss all kinds of concepts. So, yeah, so I can pass this around if anyone would like to look at it.
The one thing that his presentation I thought was kind of interesting is although it's monthly, you can pause it. So, you know, I would hate to have him start something the day after our board meeting and spend $4,000 just waiting to show it to you guys. So we could pause it, but it does seem like might be a lot of pausing and unpausing for that
Yeah.
proposal.
I mean, I guess it was 2 years ago, we spent a fair amount of time looking at, I wouldn't say 105 ideas around the state, but a number of them at their websites and their logos, brands and everything else. Is he familiar with any of the IDAs? Has he looked at any of that
Well, we
material?
always use Duchess as an example of our vision, so he was familiar with Duchess, you know, think Duchess County.
His focus was not nonprofits, not
Yeah.
profits.
Definitely, I mean, he did do the whole rebrand, like I said, for CD Long Island. Their logo, their marketing, I mean, I feel like he does a lot more than he did more than just the branding for them. I mean, they made like a documentary film, they did all kinds of, you know, like a full service, rebrand. I don't
They
know.
really go deep into the weeds with.
They
the
very
organization that
very
work
much do.
for.
They spend, I mean, they spend hours with, the principals of whatever company they're gonna rebrand, so. It's intense, I don't know if we are ready to commit to that kind of, you know,
I think,
intensity.
I think, you know, I don't want to speak for everybody here, but I think we were on that path 2 years ago, and for some reason got off. I think John was probably the only one that wasn't here, and Andrew at the time. So, yeah, I think we should be looking further at it.
It sounds like a lot of money, but you get a lot of effort from those folks.
I
They're not
agree.
just sitting around twiddling their thumbs and
Yes.
collecting the cash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just quickly, we met with, EGC, who actually, they did, the Discover Long Island rebrand.
Huh?
They
And the
gave,
LIA, right? Did they do
the Discover Long Island, that, I don't know about LI, did they do LIA too? They might have.
I thought they did LAA. also.
Yeah,
Okay.
so.
So they're very familiar with the players, you know, Long
Mhm.
Island and,
Mhm.
you know, they're pretty local, so they gave us a flat rate of 15,000 for their, quote. Which I don't know how set in stone that is. We didn't really go much further. I told them just to give us a ballpark. And then thirdly, we spoke with Dugal, who came back with just the logo. We would probably have to provide them with if we wanted to change the name, you know, our ideas for that. And they quoted us 3,500. And we're already doing a lot of work with Dugal that may come into play when they're giving us this quote. But this would be for 3 different concepts, one chosen, and then there's 2, they can do 2 tweaks, 2 redesigns. That falls under the price of 3,500. Anything additional would be 175 an hour. So those are our 3. So it really is up to the board to decide how much of a deep dive we feel necessary. Or is this something we could just say to Duval, like, yeah, give us some designs. Let's see where we'll go from there.
Want to narrow it down to one of the 3 and then bring back a more specific proposal? How do you want to do it?
Well, I mean, we've got, like, one that's 4,000 a month is 4,000 a month. I mean, we could drag it out and make it our life's work.
No,
I do
don't
have
think so.
I have a slight fear that might happen with the.
Yeah,
that makes
Well,
me
I just
nervous.
feel like with time, you know, like
Yeah.
we get busy and then what if we forget to pause 1 month, you know, like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and we need a new logo. We need something that's refreshed. I don't know that we need a whole new,
Branding campaign.
yeah,
Okay.
we do what we do, and we're not gonna utilize, like, we don't need a short documentary about us. I mean, maybe we would want that, maybe we wouldn't. They do, like, they'll do all the printing, they'll come up with, you know, your letterhead for this is on this type of paper, like, they really can get you to the point where it's all set up. I think it might be a little bit more than we need, but, and it
It's
seems
the
like,
Dugal people. that do
no,
One
this is the.
3,500 seems reasonable.
Yeah.
The first guy that's got the
Oh,
4 month,
Okay, yeah,
4,000
yeah.
per month. Dugal will work with us to come up with a new logo. And that's that. If we want to print it on, you know, beige paper, we can print it on, if we want it on pink paper, we can print it on
Yeah.
pink paper. They will give us the artwork to then do what we want with it.
But in the process of doing that logo, aren't you looking at your name also as part of that? I mean, it's kind of the two kind of,
Yes.
yeah.
I think Amy's point is that we would have to sort of spitball the name a little bit, which we've been doing, honestly. We've got a list of lists we have a list of possible names and we could just work with them. And obviously you guys would have say,
But they wouldn't help on that end in the sense of, or it's all coming from us.
I think they would help on,
I mean,
because how could they do it without helping us with that?
well, I guess what I mean is, you know, we're initiating names, for argument's sake. And you know,
and they would.
I'd like to hear there's, you know,
Well, we talked.
I mean,
about
that's
that.
kind of the purpose
We
of going
talked
to an
maybe,
outside person to hear what they
so-
have to say, compare it to what you have, but
So Frank,
don't
when
show them
we,
what you have.
when we gave them when we asked them for the quote, we told them new name and logo. So that's in both of those.
Oh.
It would get, it's just, they haven't told us that they have this like process where they're gonna sit with us and they're gonna interview each of you. It seemed more, utilitarian maybe. I don't know if that's the.
But you have kind of decided one of the three that you prefer to work with, yes?
We've got a good relationship with Duval. We've been working with them on
Stick with
the improvements to the
Stop working, don't
artwork.
fix it.
They're
to the
focused
office.
on what.
As long as they're gonna do what you need.
Yeah.
Or I'm sure if you want to change the scope and you wanted it more, you know, they might increase the price, obviously,
Right.
but, you know, you know, I mean, I'd like to hear from an outside person, their view and, you know, some suggestions on their
That's
side.
Okay.
Why,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but what you said was we would provide it all, basically. So, I mean, that's great that we have ideas, but I'd like to hear their ideas first and then compare them to ours.
We can tell them, give us your thoughts on it, and then once we could bring
Yeah.
those to you guys with ours.
You
And
could
you
bring them in
guys.
here too.
Right.
Yeah.
I went through a branding process for the credit union and it was a gruesome process as you were.
It is, yeah.
It took a long time.
But
It
it
took a
worked.
look. It worked. We finally got everybody on the same page, but it took a while to be able to do the massaging and going through that process of coming through with something, even a simple thing like an old logo that everybody was stuck on. They went through the process of convincing us why it was a bad thing. Because, you know, there are many other organizations that have very similar kinds of things, but you know, when you're in your own world, you don't kind of. So they were very valuable in providing that kind of
But
information.
happily, we already know that we don't like the logo.
Well, yes.
We don't have to go through
Well,
that.
You're good.
Okay.
Wipe that one off.
Do you think, having just gone through that process, that that's an important piece of it for us? Or do you think that's something that we can kind of jump past?
The 3,500, or maybe it turns out to be 5,000 if we do more backing and forthing about the name and the logo.
More
But
reasonable.
that's what we want, so let's do it with those folks that we
Wasn't
already
too soon
trust.
to ask them to come in? December's a funny month.
I don't think
January
so.
too.
I think we could ask them to come in and I will check on their scheduling, what their time, that, you know, if they can participate, but we can certainly ask.
Of course.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay,
Then we get a better sense of,
Yeah.
okay. We'll invite.
you know, sometimes when you talk to yourself, you get the same results, but when somebody else points things out, you say, oh, you know, that's a good
Yeah.
idea, you know, and it's as simple as that.
Okay, that's all I have on the governance committee meeting agenda.
Motion then to adjourn the governance committee meeting.
Move to adjourn the governance
Second.
committee meeting.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, okay, back into the regular IDA meeting, which is open. Minutes of our meeting of September 18th have been mailed to everyone. A motion to accept those?
So moved.
Second,
Any questions, clarifications, corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Maureen?
Okay, included in your packages are results year to date through the end of September. Revenue, not much happened in the month of September, but overall we're slightly ahead of our projections. And expenses were slightly below. We did get a notification from the two banks that we're working with that they are decreasing our rates by 0.5%, which is expected. That's happening across the board. Is there any questions on the operating statement? And then I'd just like to read the standard language here. All payroll taxes and related withholdings have been paid in accordance timely with federal and state guidelines, and all regulatory reports have been filed timely also.
And that includes pilots?
And that includes pilots.
No pilot right
There were
now.
no pilots,
No,
so
I
I
know.
can read that section.
Sure.
Yes.
No, all pilots have been
been.
received and dispersed months ago.
Let's
Okay.
go.
Yeah.
Need a motion to accept Lori's report?
So move.
Second? I apologize. Were there any questions? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Okay, we have a couple of items on the agenda. The first one is a resolution for Horse Block 4 LLC. Just to remind everybody, this is a 20,000 square foot steel prefab warehouse on just shy of 19 acres on the southeast corner of Horse Block and Miller Avenue in Belport. This site will be used to assemble, repair, and maintain stone trailers and containers. The cost benefit analysis and the pilot was included in your packets. On the 7th, we had a public hearing. There were comments, and those were included in your packets as well. Also included in your packets is a letter from the project. Originally, they requested a mortgage reporting tax exemption. They no longer require that. And right now in front of you for your consideration is the final authorizing resolution. Howard, did you have anything that you wanted to add? No? Okay, does anyone have any questions? Do we have a motion?
We're making any of these into the residential units?
Yes, so they have actually kind of, I think they're called I-boxes. It's kind of a cool concept where it's a, it could be residential, it could be an office. It's all complete on the inside and it folds on itself. And then you can unfold them and stack them. So they can travel, and from what we were told, they're using them in the city. So kind of a cool concept.
Yes?
Yes.
Need a motion?
So move.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay. Eric, you don't have any other business, do you? Oh, yes, you do. Okay, I'm just gonna take something out of order since, Mr. Russo is here. Ferrandino and Sons, there's a letter in the packets requesting an extension of their, acceptance. So their acceptance of their application is going to expire. And so we have a request to extend that to November 16th of 2025. And just to remind everybody, Ferrandino and Sons is a proposed apartment complex in Patchogue Village. Any questions?
Motion?
So move.
Second. Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Thank you very much.
The next item on the agenda is the Preserve at East Mauritius. Just to remind everyone, this is a 70 unit, they're each 2 bedrooms, over 55 apartments at 91 Montauk Highway in East Mauritius. It's got 10% affordable and 10% workforce. There's a letter in your packets that answered some requests that we had for additional information. Also included is the cost benefit analysis, the pilot, the Des study and a feasibility study. We had a public hearing on September 17th and there were no comments. Does anyone have any questions?
I think I was the one that was asking a lot of the questions, particularly as it related to the financing.
Same here.
And we did get a term sheet from the financing source, which I think was Black Bear. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
That's correct. And then my second question, was where the equity was coming from. And the equity really is in the land and the money's been expended to get the land to where it is today. And I think Black Bear's financing 70% of the cost. The equity is obviously 30%, and that's, the equity total is somewhere around $10 million. So all of those questions have been answered. So I would entertain a motion to approve.
It's a final authorizing resolution, just so everybody knows.
Is there a second? Who goes at first? I didn't hear one.
So move.
Second?
Second,
All right, let me go around the room on this one. Mr. Callahan,
Nay.
Pally,
Yay.
Rose. Yay. Scheit,
yay,
Trotta,
Yay.
Braun, yes, that motion carries.
Okay, thank you.
Thank the board for its consideration. Did we get a chance to introduce?
That's why we're.
I apologize, believe me.
Not everybody's gonna say, you know,
Sitting here.
just,
Like a
Course they
I would like to finish the project
Thanks,
first.
everybody.
You are looming
The
credit.
one itself, that's it.
So I think everybody beyond Montauk honed our interest in getting residential projects in the ground and completed, but thank you very much, everyone. We're done.
Well, while Peter's here, while you
Oh,
guys are
yes.
here, you have one more item on the agenda. I'll just take that out of.
We waited, correct.
And now this is right.
I know.
You're pushing me.
Yeah.
If you look down further on the agenda, you'll see Middle Country Meadows, put in a request. And just to, remind everybody, this is a senior housing project on Middle Country Road in Selden. It's 125 units, I think. And 20 of the units are completed and rented.
Yeah.
And there's 104 units that are still under construction. So the request is to extend the completion date and the sales tax. Right now, they both expire on 12/31 of 24. And how much? I'm sorry. Yeah, I have it right here. I don't know why I didn't read it. And the request is to extend the sales and use date and the completion date to July 1st of 2025.
And just as a note, more units will have been completed by the original expiration date. It's just that to complete the entire project, we need till July.
Motion,
Motion.
second.
The developer is,
Mr. Junis,
Sorry, I motioned, I didn't say it.
thank you.
Is there a
Second.
second? Mr. Callahan?
What?
On the vote,
Oh, yes.
Pally,
Yes.
Mr. Rose, Ms. Scheit,
yes.
Mr. Trotta,
Yes.
Braun, yes, motion carries.
Okay.
as always, thank this board for its consideration and have a good day, everyone.
You too.
Thank you.
Oh, and the grand opening is, for the ribbon cutting from Middle Country Meadows is October 23rd. We got some RSVPs. Anybody else wants to attend, just let us know and we will, add you to the RSVP and we'll see you.
Thank
on the
you, yeah,
23rd.
just email them.
And all the residents think they're invited, they can start. Wait for the ribbon.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so getting back to the beginning again. The next item on the agenda is Port Jefferson Commons LLC. This is an application. We've actually seen this application previously, but it's a little bit different this time, so we thought it would be best just to bring it back to everybody.
Bye-bye.
Port Jefferson Commons, this is a CDC conifer
Oh, yeah.
in
Okay,
Port.
got it.
Just, so there's the parking lot of the train station, then there's the CDLI conifer partnership, and then just north of that is this project. It's 1601 to 1607 Main Street, Port Jefferson. It's a 53 unit affordable / workforce project. It's at 50%, 60% and 80% of the affordability rate. There's about 2,500 square feet of commercial. It's currently vacant lighted, buildings. It's a $34.7 million project. The result will be 1.5 FTEs. The salaries are between $42,000 and $50,000 per year. They're requesting a 30-year pilot, which would be coterminous with their regulatory agreements. But it would be, they're requesting a 10% shelter rent pilot. Just so you know, they're also, when we get to the LDC, you're gonna see they're requesting that the LDC do tax exempt bonds for their financing. So it's bifurcated between the IDA and the LDC. Right now, we're just discussing the IDA portion of it, though. Just the same as the sort of.
And all we're doing here is accepting the application, correct?
Yes,
And this is a race to the finish line because we think they need to close by the end of the year.
yes. And we do have people on, if anybody has any questions for them. I mean, we've seen this application before. I don't know if we need to bring them in. If anyone has any questions, we certainly can.
Motion to accept the application,
So moved.
second? Second. All those in favor?
All right,
I am recusing.
Anne Marie is
Absolutely.
recusing.
And Mitch and I do not need to.
Yes,
Motion carries.
okay.
Mitch, do you know, is there a moratorium on housing in Port Jeff right now?
Not that I'm aware of,
Okay. Thought I heard that somewhere and
not that I'm aware of,
I don't
no,
remember the sort.
no.
Okay.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is MCP Yaphank Propco LLC, and just for reference, this is an existing project, Yaphank Aviar Boulevard, Chelsea. So they are requesting an assignment and an assumption of the 102 unit AVR Chelsea Senior Community. It's both independent and assisted living. It's located at the Meadows at Yaphank facility on the northwest corner of the Expressway and William Floyd. They will be retaining the current 50 FTEs. It's an approximately $25 million project, and they are requesting the remaining 7 years of the pilot and mortgage reporting tax exemption.
But maybe I'm confused. They are selling the property, but the current owners of the business are remaining.
Chelsea is the flag, I guess, for the independent and assisted living, and they're gonna continue to operate. It's just the property is being sold.
We do have financials, very detailed, it's rolling 12 months through August 24th. I do have a couple of questions and we can get answers to. I don't think it changes anything here.
they look pretty good, Fred.
A little confusing. To be determined.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
We also received financial information for the proposed parent entity as well and reviewed those, and they're well capitalized.
There you go.
Need a motion to accept the application, just the application.
Just accept the application, yes.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Okay. Two. Okay, thank you. We were going to have a presentation by, Brennan. He's, Todd Shapiro's, rep that's been working on our,
Oops, sorry.
projects, but unfortunately he has strep throat and was unable to join us. And
Keep bumping into him.
I don't think that nobody's.
I bump
on
in-
from-
yeah,
from
I
their
bumped in the young-
organization.
I forget where I keep bumping into him, but I keep bumping into the kid.
The next item on the agenda is just a quick update for the DNF Allegria South project. I just wanted to alert you because I know everybody was kind of excited about this concept that they were unable to secure the land that they needed. Andrew, it was the land that they couldn't secure for the supermarket.
That's correct.
So
Yep.
unfortunately, that doesn't look like that's going to,
But they're still doing the bank.
yes, the bank is still involved in it.
Oh, that's
So
disappointing.
it is
Yeah.
disappointing. They were disappointed too, but we'll see. Maybe doesn't mean that it can't come back to us. It just means at this point, they weren't able to.
But the project itself is progressing.
Still progressing, yes. It's just the supermarket that we had said, maybe we would come back with an updated application and it's not working out. So I just wanted to let you know that. The next item on the agenda is ABR SP Brookhaven JB. This is the warehouse in the Shirley Industrial Park. There's a letter in your package. Currently, they have Tate's as their subtenant. They had a 50-50 partnership between ABR South LLC and Scanel Properties. And the plan is for Scanel to transfer their 50% ownership to a newly formed entity called Precision Drive LLC. It's an affiliate of ABR South LLC. And they're still working through some of the details, but basically it's going to, Scanel is going to leave, ABR is going to have full control. And probably they're going to change the name, because apparently, SP and JV, referred to Scanel. I always had that it was Shirley Park in my head, but apparently that's not what the SP stands for. So they're going to change it to something like ABR Brookhaven LLC, something along those lines. So that's going to happen as well. I need a motion, I need a verbal resolution to accept this, if this is agreeable,
What are we agreeing to? Just a name change that we
to
don't know?
allow them to change. the
100% ownership.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll move it. A second,
Second.
all those in favor? Opposed?
Okay, the next item on the agenda,
We discussed that already.
thank you. Well,
Oh.
sorry,
That's the one we discussed, right? Meadow Country Meadow?
Yeah.
oh, but Medford
The
Garden,
next.
Oh, I'm sorry, missed it.
yeah.
Put my glasses on so I'd see it.
I know. Sometimes when we take things out of order, I get all,
Yeah, I thought it was part of the same, okay.
Medford Gardens
Letter.
LLC. Did you ask about the lettering?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
so
so I got confused, right? Isn't it?
Frank had this idea and
I can keep up with it
I
now.
think it's been helpful. So if you notice, right, all right, this is, the one prior to this was 7A. If you look in the list of the documents, you can quickly get to the document that has to do with this conversation because it's 7A. There's no number next to Medford
There
Gardens.
you go.
because
That's why I
it
thought it was the
was
same
nothing-
project.
It was verbal that we probably did receive an email, but it wasn't something formal to put in the package to show you. So that's why it doesn't have anything. But if I skip around, then quickly you can scan through and find the item that, the item or items that correspond.
I just think you want to make sure everyone's paying attention.
Well,
Well, that's also part of it.
That was the primary. goal.
Okay,
Keep us on our toes. The agenda kept changing. We're like.
All right, no, I know. I got all those emails. I'm good.
Okay, so the next item is Medford Gardens. So they updated us that they are not going to be taking the mortgage recording tax exemption or the sales tax exemption from the agency. Just to remind everybody, this is a 100% affordable, over 55 housing project that's focused on people with developmental, I shouldn't say development, with people with disabilities, located on the north side of, or I guess the northeast, however you look at it, on Forest Block, just north of the LIE. So it's a, we did our final, we've done the final authorizing resolution. We're pretty much ready to close with this project, but they came back to us and said that they did not need the mortgage recording tax or the sales tax from us. They also sent us a new org chart that indicates that TD Bank is a partner in this. And I just wanted to bring to everybody's attention, just so that you're aware, you may have seen that TD Bank was recently fined $3 billion
Yeah.
for lax oversight. I just wanted you to be aware of it because that is kind of a large fine. for a bank, just, I don't know that there's anything we have to do, but I just wanted to make sure that we alerted you.
The developer of this project is,
This is,
Life.
Well
Life Network,
yeah,
which is a
Well Life.
not-for-profit that develops projects of this nature and provides the assistance.
thank you, Howard.
And the five really had to do with monitoring for money laundering, suspicious activity reports, and all those good things that the regulators have a lot of fun going after financial institutions for, and rightfully so.
If you Google it, there's some articles out there.
We thought it important to put it in the.
Yeah, we just wanted you to be informed.
Mhm.
So I don't know that we have to do anything. I just wanted to inform you that they would not be taking our mortgage recording tax exemption or sales tax exemption. Okay, governance. Do we want to adopt any of the items that we discussed in the governance committee? And I think really the only one that's ready for adoption. Well, no, two things. Do we want to adopt as a policy the changes to how we're going to offer the mortgage recording tax exemption?
If we do that, that's in or not in the UTEP,
It's not in the UTEP.
so we don't have to do that. We don't have to
Just do it.
rewrite
Change
that now.
Right, right.
Okay. Any reason not to adopt them?
The one caveat I will just say is I think it should be for projects that, an application comes in tomorrow. I don't think it should be for
Correct.
anybody that we're working with right now.
Correct.
Or anybody, I shouldn't say that, anybody that we've met with that they're bringing in an application, is that acceptable?
If you spoke to somebody already,
Well, yeah, because if we've spoken to them and they've done their financing, and now we're gonna change it.
I don't think that's right.
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think these are new.
Yeah,
new
Anything
concepts.
moving forward.
Okay,
So take care to move those. That has to do with the 100% affordable, the SDP, projects over 10 million and readapt.
under 10
Under
10
10
million or
Yep.
less,
And
adaptive reuse.
those are
So
the
moved.
second. All
Second.
those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Okay, and the other item that I think the board should officially move is the recommendation from the governance committee to have Dugal come in, well, two things. Dugal come in and meet with you guys in November to talk about the rebranding. So do you want a motion to
so we'll,
accept the,
Second.
Second,
okay,
No.
and
I'll get out.
double on that.
And then also, that I'm going to reach out to have a housing study done. And that we capped it at, I think, 15,000,
Up to 15.
up to that.
So moved.
Second.
Second. All those in favor?
Okay,
If you have nothing to do, take a look at some of the websites from some of the other IDAs around the state. They're very impressive.
You said Duchess was one that,
Not just this
Dutchess
one,
County, yeah,
get up to Erie County, that's another one. But they're 105, so you got a lot of work ahead of you.
Okay.
I'll try two for a start.
yeah,
so the next item on the agenda is headshots. So as we've discussed, we are trying to improve the look of the office. And I was thinking that it would be nice in this entryway right here, if we had each of your headshots with your name and your title on the wall. If you guys like that idea, we can handle it, one of a few. If you don't like it, we don't have to do it, first of all. But if you do like the idea and you have a headshot that you like, we could use the headshot that you like. And if you would like a new headshot, we have a gentleman who he's doing pictures of our projects right now. He also does headshots. And he said that he could come in one day, come here and have you guys kind of cycle through and have headshots done. So I guess, do you like that idea, first of all? Do you
Yeah.
want your
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
You said-
How much does the existing headshot have to look like us?
Talk about high school graduate.
Whatever you want.
Yeah,
We
like
will-
they do in politics, they use one from like 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
Right
Oh.
there.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea.
Only 10?
Where's this guy?
Okay, so if that's the case, Ames, when did he say I have it someplace?
I thought he had it, he was gonna check to see if he could come November 20th, which is our next meeting.
Oh,
Which
That
we could do, if we have the meeting at 9, so maybe right after, we can
Yes.
set him up in the media room.
that sounds
And
like,
He says he needs 15 minutes per
The way
person.
you talk.
Well, and he also
Oh.
said, if we wanted, we could do,
Who will recognize him if he wears a tie?
He had with a picture.
I'm not the only one
Mitch said
not wearing
you
a
never wear a
tie.
tie again.
Isn't that picking on me?
You're gonna have to
You
do
don't
it,
have to
Mitch.
wear-
You
Yeah.
wear your zip up in the head.
That's right.
well, he did.
It's all
actually
good. I have
say
no
to us
problems
that he
wearing a
wanted
tie.
Some casual ones also that we could do, like the IDA jackets. We could do one in your suit, we're dressed up, and that doesn't like this idea. He threw it out.
Nat likes the ties.
He did.
I'll have a
He
tie,
said
I'll have a
he
tie
wanted
in that,
to
don't worry.
look.
You don't have to tell me twice.
In addition to, so, we will see if we can set that up for right after our next board meeting. And we will remind you to dress, to be photo ready.
So everyone here
You can have a
is
makeup on.
good for a headshot.
Sure.
And we'll coordinate with Felix. Separate,
The next board meeting is
November 20th.
Fields with headshot from what?
20th. Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Thank you. We'll be in touch and we will remind you guys. And if you can't do November 20th, then we'll figure out a time that works for everybody.
Are we doing November 20th at 9 o'clock again, right? Always 9?
We had discussed
That one at
possibly
12?
moving it to, noon when the weather gets bad so that we don't wake up and people are scrambling to get here in a snowstorm.
Mhm.
Do we want to start that in December? Well, December's not a good, December doesn't matter. Do we want to start that in January?
Well,
Or
Yeah, that's a good idea.
we could start it in November for Annette's birthday because she hates the morning meeting.
She made it.
Whatever you guys want to do.
And Lisa's lunches are so nice.
I slave in the, in the.
Yeah, I'm sure you, oh, yeah, okay.
Lunches.
I'd love you, wouldn't it? But
I
then
suggest we move
it
it to
screws up the
January.
meeting that I have.
All right.
Okay,
So November will be 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
9 AM in November.
Mhm.
Okay,
January 12th.
yes.
January 12th.
And
Okay.
December to be determined, we'll be in touch with that as we get closer. Okay, so the next item on the agenda is, the LIBDC is doing a dinner on November 18th. From 5:30 to 8:30. Suffolk County is the sponsor.
Mhm.
County Exec Romaine is going to discuss his Solar Up Suffolk program.
Nice.
Yeah, it's at the Radisson Hotel in Hop Hog at 110 Motor Parkway. We can get a table of 10 or we can get individual seats depending on who would like to attend. If you want to wait, we have a little bit of time, but if you know you want to attend, we can do, we can be prepared now. Anyone?
November 18th.
I think so. How's that? Sounds
Okay,
good.
Fred said yes.
I'll be there.
I could go.
Yep.
Mitch,
I'd go.
Marty,
Yes.
Anne Marie.
Yes.
I'm not sure.
Okay, Frank,
Yeah.
I didn't write you.
Mhm.
I'm either coming back on Sunday from Chicago or Monday. So
Ah.
if I come back Sunday, I'll be there on Monday.
Okay,
But I'll let you know.
okay, let us know.
Are you leaving from O'Hare?
Sounds like a thing.
We're just get a table of 10. It's $750.
Yeah.
So do we have a,
So move.
Second.
All those in favor?
okay, thank you. The next item on the agenda is Vision Long Island. They have an annual, conference, I guess, a one-day conference. It's on December 6th from this year it'll be on December 6th, which is a Friday, I think, from 8 AM to 2 PM at the Crest Hollow. And, we have a, sponsorship opportunity, I guess. So, I'm sorry, let me just
It's a Friday night?
Friday
No.
morning.
Friday
Friday
morning,
morning,
8 AM to
Okay.
2 in the afternoon. It is, I said it's at the Crest Hollow. And the sponsorship is 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, or 15,000. For 3,000, you get 10 full event passes, logo featured on all promotional material, banner displayed at live event, and a trade show table.
Have we
And-
done this before?
Yeah, well, what have we done before?
No, I
Oh,
don't
we
think
have
we've
not.
ever done this
Oh.
before, with Vision Long Island.
Fred, what do you want?
Three is plenty.
What'd you say?
Three
Three
is
is
plenty.
plenty.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. That would agree.
And that gets us 10, passes to the day, so, keep it in mind,
Yep.
we can circle back.
I have a commitment that whole weekend starting Friday.
December
Okay.
6th.
Somebody else should use my ticket.
Okay, so we will be in touch and get, we'll email you, you can tell us if you're planning on attending, but we will. Okay. The next item on the agenda is the Ronk Hub grand opening. That is October 22nd, which is next Tuesday.
Station yard.
I can't go.
Sorry.
It's in that whole station yard.
Well, it's always Ronk Hub to us, but that's the name of the project application, so they are Ronk Hub, no matter what they want to brand themselves as. Station Yards Ronkonkoma, Tuesday at 1:30 at the facility, ribbon cutting ceremony. I know that we got some RSVPs, but if you'd like to attend,
That was at least 1:30.
1:30,
Okay.
so,
I think I said yes, but if not, I will.
okay, Fred's a yes, anybody else?
Yes,
Let me know.
Anne
Mary's
Marie's
a
a yes,
yes.
I'll go.
yes,
I'll be in the city.
okay,
I
John,
know.
you're enough.
I missed, which one was this one?
This is
October
Station Yards,
Ron
we still
Konkoma.
call it Ronk Hub,
next Tuesday.
next Tuesday at 1:30.
I'll say nothing.
Okay, so we will RSVP, and then there's the Middle Country Meadows ribbon cutting on the 23rd. The next day, we have some RSVPs on that one, if anybody wants to attend. That's Wednesday at 1:00 on Middle Country Road in Selden.
23rd, right?
Yes,
I'm gonna be out.
okay, anybody else?
I think I said yes, but if not, I will.
Okay, we have John
And
and
I wish I could go, but I have a dentist, because I have a dentist appointment. I'd much rather.
Excuse,
than-
excuse.
It's reasonable. Okay, so if anybody else wants to attend, let us know. We will RSVP. For those who have said yes at this point. Okay, and the last item on the agenda for the IDA, we still have to do the LDC, is the CEO breakfast on October 24th. So we are not having a amazing response to this. We're gonna give it another 2 days, and we're gonna just make a decision on Friday if we're moving ahead with it or not.
Okay.
We will obviously keep you posted, and
Weren't we, talking about that in Mount Talk?
yes, we've
We're
been,
telling everybody, right?
we've been telling a lot
Yeah,
of people.
and
we've
still
been
no,
sending out
okay.
invites. It, you know, sometimes it connects.
No, you're right,
doesn't,
you're right,
so
yeah.
We're
I
gonna
just-
continue to push it for the next 2 days
Okay,
and see what happens. If
Okay.
not, we're just going to cancel, and we, of course, will let everybody know.
okay.
That's all I have for this agenda. If you guys know of anybody that you think would be a good fit for
Yeah,
I
that
sent it
event,
out to somebody,
okay, okay.
just one.
Yeah, but that's okay. One's fine. So nothing else. I think we can adjourn the meeting.
We certainly can. Have a motion?
So move.
Second,
Second,
all those in favor?
to the end.
Opposed? Motion carries, okay. It is now 10:32. I'll call a meeting of the Town of Brookhaven Local Development Corporation to order. This Wednesday, October 16th. Following board members are present: Mr. Callahan, Mr. Pally, Mr. Rose, Mr. Scheit, Mr. Trotter, Mr. Braun, and quorum is present. First order of business, there are minutes of the September 18th, 2024 meeting. Motion to accept those. No move. Second.
Second,
Are there any corrections, questions? Hearing none, all those in favor?
aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Lori?
Okay, included in your package is the LDC's results year to date through the end of September. Pretty much everything is flat. There's been no activity. We're a little under budget in expenses, and we did receive notification from our bank that they're decreasing our interest rate by 0.5%. So just to let you know, any questions on that? Just wanted to also give you timely payments discussion. All payroll taxes and related withholdings have paid timely in accordance with federal and state guideline. All regulatory reports have been filed in the timely fashion. Any questions?
Has Mather been paid off? Or are we still on the books on Mather?
I think we terminated that.
That's
Yeah,
everything?
that's done.
So I saw Northwell's doing a huge
Yeah.
refinancing, and I didn't know whether some of those money were gonna go to pay Mather or not. I need a motion to accept Lori's report.
So move.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Okay, so we only have one item on the agenda, and that is the Port Jefferson Commons LLC project. I don't think I'm gonna say anything that you haven't heard recently. CDLI Conifer Partnership, it's at 1601 to 1607 Main Street in Port Jeff. It's uptown, just north of their other project. The current site is vacant lighted facilities. It is 53 units of affordable workforce housing at the 50, 60, and 80% of the AMI. There will be about 2,500 square feet of commercial. It's a $34.7 million project. They are creating 1.5 FTEs with salaries ranging between $42,500 and $50,000. They are requesting tax exempt bond financing through the LDC in the amount of approximately $18 million. And as you already know, they are requesting that it also goes through the IDA for a pilot. What we're asking is for the application to be accepted.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Hughes
Yes.
With Anne Marie recusing.
Very good.
and so this has
Is
been
there any other business to be brought before the LDC?
just another comment on PJ Commons. I didn't want to screw anything up when we were discussing in the IDA nor just now. But I do want to report to everybody that Conifer has taken seriously what they have heard. They have created a new full-time property management unit that will be based here on Long Island, just for their Long Island property. And they are hiring, they're not bringing anybody down from Rochester. They're hiring Long Islanders to run this whole show.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, to adjourn.
So moved.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, how many projects do they have in Port Jeff now?
This will be the second
Just
one.
two.
Cause
There's Crossing, which is where Cafe Bada Bing used to be.
Oh, are they building something?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
it's already-
it's already built.
already
It's
built.
already built.
already
They're
built,
leasing.
cause I went by.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought Bada Bing was on the other side of the tracks, I'm
Yeah.
Cause I
sorry.
went,
I'm
cause I
sorry.
went by, I
Yes,
went by that
yes.
yesterday. And that one is basically, I wanna say finished,
It is.
It is
pretty
finished.
close to finished.
Yeah, it looks nice.
All right, and then there's another one under construction
Well,
further north,
That's our
So
project.
that's
That's,
where the
um,
Lobster House used to be.
right?
That's,
Yeah,
that's,
that's
the Guido Group. a
But that's
different-
still one of our
Okay.
projects
It's
though.
one of our
It's one
projects.
of our
So in reality, there will be 3 projects,
In,
2 from Conifer and one.
and one from Vito.
Yeah.
oh,
And then several others.
Right, but
Guido
those,
has the other one across on the west side, in Upper Port Jeff. They built that one.
Across from Towers.
years ago.
right, right.
Mhm. Yeah,
And then
Yeah.
Cappy.
Well, if we're getting
Cappy's
down.
downtown.
in Upper
Down,
Port,
yeah.
I'm just
yeah.
talking Upper Port.
Yeah.
yeah.
Though
Where we are,
we've supported,
4 projects.
we have 4 projects that we've either supported or in the process of
Okay.
supporting.
How'd they make out after the flood, everything?
Who? Tony?
Yeah, Cappy's, that place got flooded.
He had, story I heard was, like 3 o'clock in the morning, he had 50 people there cleaning the place up. And I saw
Wow.
Pictures a couple days
Ooh.
later. I mean, he's that good.
Oh, okay, good. I felt bad for him when that video was going all over the
That's second
internet.
time it's happened in that building.
It's just the same thing with the Printer's Devil, not the Printer's Devil, but
Right.
Rulo, the same thing every time. Yeah, the firehouse always,
There's gotta be 20 or 50 people there. If you're not,
he must have made a call and that was it.
I don't have a good reputation.
So so the point is,
Good.
we will have 4 projects in Upper Port, when
Mhm.
this will be the 4th one,
Yes,
Yeah.
2 of which will be Conifer.
Yes.
yes, and
Okay.
2 are the Gita group.
Right, okay, fine. Thank you.
3 if you wanna double up on the first one we did with it. With almost 2 separate projects. The ones where the car wash was?
Oh, he treated it that, yeah, okay, yeah.
You're right, because he built them separately, and then he came back and he said, I
Yeah.
wish I'd done them all at the same time.
Well, we did one project, even though he phased his construction, that was just one project. for
Correct.
us.
Lots of other sites there.
What's that?
I said, lots of other sites there.
Yes.
That's why I asked the question about the moratorium.
Lots of other sites,
Yeah,
Yes,
some of which are in the town, and some of which are in the village,
Mhm.
both.
Yeah.
isn't the village everything north of the tracks?
The village is everything north of the
The
tracks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, we know some of the other landowners there, so eventually, yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yes, as long as there's demand.
Mhm.
see if the railroad's gonna
Motion
move.
on the table. We adjourn the meeting, all those in favor,
Uh,
opposed? Thank you.
that would be nice, right?